And welcome to this week's episode of the VX Factor Live Profiles in Entrepreneurship. We're with Tony Carcamo. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the VX Factor Live. Happy to have Tony Carcamo with Civil CAD Learning Solutions with us today, fellow member here at Venture X by the Galleria. I think you were actually maybe the very first member, weren't you?
Possibly. My neighbor, Adrian, she's a CPA. She also has an office here, and I think she actually moved in about the same time I did.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was kind of interesting. My neighbor moved in at the same time. So.
But benefits of being first, you got to choose one of the best offices in the whole space.
I actually was checking it out during construction the whole time. I came in every 2 weeks and talked to the team and checked out the floor plan, so it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
So
everybody else has office envy, by the way. I'm just letting you know. No, but your space is really cool though too. I mean, you know, with the stuff that you've put up in there and your mouse collection.
What's funny, it wasn't my first choice. It was actually like my second choice.
Oh, okay.
My first choice was Adrian. Adrian she actually took my first option. So like, oh, you know what? I'll just go ahead and go with the second option here. So and bit the billet. So
do you guys have like, you know, legal paperwork in place so that whenever somebody moves out, you'll be
No, I don't. But I'm sure, you know, Nadeem probably has a list of people that if I did move out, somebody would jump in immediately. So
cool. Yeah. So let's get into a little bit of a discussion about your business. I find it very interesting what you do, and I know that you're one of the best in the industry at what you do. But just for the benefit of our viewers, why don't you start just by telling us just a little bit about kind of your background and what made you want to actually be in business for yourself? What was that kind of factor that made you decide, you know what, I'd be better off on my own?
Well, my background, right after high school when I graduated, I went to the Air Force, U.S. Air Force, and I went to the Civil Engineering Squadron. So I got a lot of training in there doing surveying, drafting, site inspection, just a vast knowledge of everything that's in the AEC industry. So I got a lot of training. Once I got out, I moved to San Antonio and started working for a civil engineering company there. So I was there for 6 years and learned a lot through a senior engineer. So moved to Dallas 2006, continued doing civil engineering for bigger firms, much bigger firms, became a CAD manager. And the role of a CAD manager is really training, tech support, and design support. So, and managing the software too. So I did that for several years, setting up the templates for the companies. So for every project that gets started, you've got to use a template. So I was the one creating the templates, working with the teams, make sure it was efficient. But after a while, you know, the bigger the company, the longer it takes to get things approved. I decided, you know what, I think it's time for me to move out. I still enjoy teaching. Let me go and expand my teaching to nationally, you know. So I did decide to get out 2017 in fall and started my own company. So now my company provides training online or in person, even videos, content videos, and tech support on the software, multiple software such as AutoCAD, Civil 3D, InfoWorks, vehicle tracking, Navisworks, Recap. So everything that's related to civil engineering, I do, even basic AutoCAD. I also provide 3D modeling. I'll create 3D models for developers that want to develop a land, residential, commercial. So I'll create a 3D model, and sometimes I'll push it into VR if they want it in VR. They'll take it to city council, city zoning. So just a vast amount of services I do provide. So anything for developers or even engineers. So some engineering company will actually hire me for design support. So there's many companies will call me up, hey, we're behind on projects. You know, you did the training for us. Can you come in and help us out, finish the project for us? So based on my availability, I'll come in and help them. So so it's a vast amount of services I provide.
So the types of projects that you kind of work on right now, mostly on the project side, those are like larger kind of, you know, like helping them figure out like roadways, entry exit points, plotting like where certain things should go, infrastructure. That type
so I do site plans for developers and investors that are looking to develop a commercial, mixed use, or residential like apartments or even subdivisions. So I'll come in and do the site plans for them, analyze the site, try to make it work, meeting the codes for the city ordinance and city zoning. So, that takes, a day or two for me to get it worked out for them and work with a developer, create different concepts. You don't want to just put all your eggs in one basket and one site plan. So I'll create sometimes up to 5 different concepts for the developer, and then we'll kind of analyze the construction cost too of that site. And then we work with another party for look at the numbers, analytics of this property, how much you're going to make back on the property. So, so we work with another team here, actually in-house. So Teresa, with their team. So, but yeah, it's fun. It's challenging. Every site has a challenge of how to get the site to work, parking ratios and landscaping and open spaces and detention ponds. So. But it's fun, and then I'll turn around and create a 3D model out of it if they want to, so they can take it to the city council or city zoning or even their investors and look at it. So,
yeah, it's really cool. Sometimes I just walk by your office and see you working on something, and I'll just stand there and wow, that's pretty cool. It's
it's fun. I still enjoy it. I've been doing this for 21 years now, so I don't know anything else, So, but every year I'm trying to learn new software and advance my skills. So when I'm not working, I'm learning new software. I'm looking into more VR, maybe even AR later on down the road. So I do a lot of stuff for Autodesk, so I do a little bit of consulting for Autodesk, testing products and stuff like that, give them a lot of feedback and tell them, hey, this is what I need to achieve certain types of projects and or tasks within projects.
So I have to ask about the mouse collection.
I think everybody asks about, that passes by my office, all the gaming mouses I have.
So how many are there?
I have 40 plus gaming mouses.
It looks like more.
Yeah, it's 40. There's some in the drawer, and there's another 20 on my list. Yeah. So if you've ever been in my office, I have shelves of gaming mouses, all the top gaming mouses out there from 2018 and 19, and maybe 17. And then some of them are not gaming mouses. Some are ergonomical mouses, very unique. So I had to get them. So the whole story about the gaming mouse is I needed a good hobby that was kind of fun but still work-related, So I'm like, okay, what can I do that's kind of fun but work-related? And I decided to do gaming mouses. I was watching a YouTube channel about gamers, checking all these gaming mouses. Like, you know what? I'm going to start a YouTube channel related to using these gaming mouses on engineering software.
Oh, okay.
Can I use these gaming mouses and program some of these buttons to be more efficient? So that's the whole purpose. I'm going to create a channel where I'm going to go around testing every one of these gaming mouses on different parts of software and say, hey, this will definitely save you time for these kind of gaming mouses that have 12 buttons on them. So that's the whole purpose, really. So eventually, here in a month or two, I'm going to start posting videos on YouTube. Okay. And it's not for everybody. It's for basically architects and engineers that use Autodesk products and stuff. Yeah. But I thought it'd be fun because I'm still working, but I'm using these new stuff that all the gamers use. So I thought it'd be fun. That's cool. But behind that will be the VR headsets. I got a bunch of VR headsets where you can just slide your phone in. And I'm going to do some reviews on those VR headsets and say, hey, if you want better quality, use this headset. If you got this type of phone, like iPhone or Android or something, this best works for this type of phone. If you want to look at something in VR. So that's my next project. So all right, cool. So and there's some other projects I got going on too, on the pipeline. So.
And it's a good conversation starter. Right?
Yeah, so, and it is. Everyone asks me all that stuff. So. Even with all the Star Wars helmets I have in their office, so that's just for play. You're right. So, but I also write content for a magazine, Augie magazine. So it's Autodesk University International Group. So I write tips and tricks on certain on InfoWorks product software, and just share my ideas and updates on the software. Every month there's a new article getting released online. So. Cool. I'm not the best writer, so good thing they got a TE on board to redline and make revisions and stuff like that. Right. But it is kind of fun to kind of share my thoughts and ideas and tips and tricks online to other users that can go and access on there. So, So
cool. Well, we're gonna take a short break in a second just to recognize our sponsors for the program. But on the flip side, I want to kind of continue that conversation into kind of what you're doing with LinkedIn and some of the projects you're working on with that too, and how that's how that's helping you grow your business. But first, we're going to take a quick break and hear from our sponsors for today's program. We'll be right back. Adults in the U.S. consume 5.5 hours of video content every day, almost 1.5 hours on digital devices. 64% of consumers say that watching a marketing video has influenced a purchasing decision. Adding video to a website landing page can increase conversion by up to 80%. Are you ready to win with video marketing? Now is your chance to learn. Easy steps to add video to your current marketing. Why a 3-tiered video content strategy is best. Best practices for live video on social media. Pros and cons of professional versus DIY video. And tips for getting better results with video. Gain the confidence to grow your business and brand with video marketing. Request your speaker today.
The true definition of a co-working space is set up for the small businesses.
This is my first time foraying into becoming an entrepreneur, and so leaving corporate life behind, it's a very new adventure.
What I like about VentureX is actually the collaborative and community focus that you can get here.
The events that go on, I've actually picked up clients at these events, and some of the members here are actually my clients. I think that's a major plus.
The way Nadeem is always there and is ready to listen to you and very flexible with any of your needs. That's remarkable and very, very different from all the other experiences that I've had.
I love working out of here. I love the atmosphere. I love the people. I love the fact that sometimes different members will come up and just kind of converse, and we get to kind of get out of our own heads and help each other.
I like the design of VentureX. It's motivational, it's inspirational. And each location is different and unique in its own way.
Being in the architecture industry and in the construction industry, I'm on to my job sites like 4 to 5 times a day, and so in and out is very easy here. Parking right in front of you and coming right in is very, very convenient.
If you're sitting at a desk, you're not making money in real estate. So it's nice to be able to be mobile and still have an office setting where you can still meet, greet, and potentially meet new clients even.
They have all the amenities I need, so from printers to food to coffee. If there's something I need, they'll go out and try to seek it and get it for me. So I think it's a major plus for me for what I do.
I feel like my company looks bigger than it is, which is a one-person company.
Taking away all these little headaches from an entrepreneur who, for the first time ever, I'm having to figure out how to be everything. That's an amazing thing to feel like I've got some support system behind me.
To really feel loved in the community, which helps anybody who's an entrepreneur and business owner. It's nice to know that you got a whole team of cheerleaders backing you up and cheering you on. And so that's really how VentureX has helped me.
And welcome back to the VX Factor Live, Profiles in Entrepreneurship. Again, we're with Tony Carcamo with CivilCAD Learning Solutions. So we were just talking a little bit about some of the extra things that you do to kind of share your knowledge. And I know that you've recently been working on a big project with LinkedIn, part of their learning platform, and actually went out and, filmed a bunch of content at their facility out there, and have some more on the way. So tell us a little bit about kind of how that came about and how you're using that to develop your authority even more and grow your business.
Yeah, for several years I actually created online training content on some of the Autodesk products. Then I took a break, and then I had a buddy contact me and said, hey, do you want to do it with LinkedIn? And I said, yeah, I think they reached out to me 2 years ago, and I turned them down because I was actually busy. So most people probably don't know that LinkedIn bought out lynda.com. Lynda.com was a big platform for e-learning videos. So now it's LinkedIn Learning. So they contacted me and said, hey, would you like to do this Autodesk product, these two products, like, yeah, I have time to do it. So just recently, like last month, I went to one of their facilities in California, to their audio and video facilities, spent a whole week out there creating content for the software. It hasn't been released yet, so it's still under editing right now, and then I'm going to be going back out there again here in a week or two to do the second software Autodesk product. So it's been fun, it's a little different. I'm used to doing it at home, but now I do it at their studio in their environment. Sometimes I'm used to doing it within 30 days, but you're there for a whole week, and so it was a good experience. I had a good time. The guys are great out there. They're really, really great. But I'm looking forward when it gets released, and then I'll make an announcement, the actual software that's being released, and so I'm really excited about it. And I'm going to continue adding more to the list and stuff, so getting my name out there. And then later on, I'm going to create my own platform for more advanced stuff. So LinkedIn, does provide most of their stuff is really catered for beginners and intermediate users. So the stuff I'm going to create on my own platform is going to be for the advanced user, which is a smaller crowd. But there's a lot of advanced users looking for more advanced stuff. So,
sure.
Yep.
So what would you say, I mean, obviously, starting out by serving in the military and getting all of that education and all of that experience and using that to then decide, okay, this is what I really want to do for a career, and then gaining more experience and knowledge from working for other companies. I mean, what would you, for our viewers, what would be a couple of things that you would tell them that have been keys for you to be able to actually, start your own business and have the success that you've had so far, and and obviously growing?
Yeah, it was a long road. At one point, I think it was 2006 when I decided, okay, I need to make the product better. How can I do that? Okay, let me get involved on the beta testing side of the software with Autodesk. So I became a beta tester for Autodesk, started beta testing all other products. But then I said, you know what? I need to be better myself, too, at the product. So I started self-training at home. Every, other day, I would spend 2 hours at home just playing with the software, reading books, watching videos, reading blogs, just educating myself as much as possible, anywhere I can find data. During lunch, I'd be watching training videos of somebody else provided online. So every day during lunch for many years, I just watched videos. I did a lot of self-training and playing with the software. And then because I'm using the software every day for design, it does help too, and apply that what I've learned and apply it on the project. So I think it benefits you once you get to a point you're like, okay, I'm an expert. Now I can turn around. I want to share my knowledge to people that want to learn the software, but share it the way I learned, So I'll show them. But the problem is that everyone learns in a different way. Some people are repetition, so I got to show them over and over. Some people are one-on-one. They want that one-on-one training. Some people are handouts and books, so I have to create handouts for those kind of type of training exercises and pamphlets and stuff. And some people are visual. Some people just want a video, so I'll create those videos and show it to them. I'm more of a visual person, so I can watch a video and learn it really, really quick. Once or twice, and I'm done. I don't need to watch it again. So, but I always tell people, just spend, if you really want to advance yourself in the software, it does help because it advances your career. I got to a point at one point where I got so good that I was working on the project by myself. They realized that, okay, we need to put this guy on project by himself because he goes such a fast rate. But I always tell people, just take 30 minutes while you're eating lunch, go watch a video, learn something. It's just sit there and eat and watch videos, and then you can really learn a lot if you do that every day, sitting there watching videos. And I did that for 10 years, watching videos and reading blogs, and just it did eat up a lot of my personal time too. Late in the evenings, I'm watching videos, learning and stuff, But it was a long journey, but I thought it was worth it, really, really worth it. So I took part of a lot of user groups. Anywhere I could get some free learning and stuff. So I went to a bunch of local user group events. I went to Autodesk University, and that's where basically 80 different countries show up for this big convention. Everybody in the AEC industry, drone, 3D modeling, civil, architectural, they all go there once a year to go to this, there's about 600 classes that happen. And I would take some classes and stuff, but I always tell people just take a little free time and advance your knowledge in the software. And trust me, once you get better at it, you're knocking out plans faster when you're doing engineering. And then, bonuses and pay raises follow right behind if you're knocking stuff out faster. So
I'm hearing education, training, and then surrounding yourself with people that are better at something than you are.
Yeah, I do have friends that are more advanced than me. I do have a group of friends that are also experts themselves. They're Autodesk expert elites, and we share ideas back and forth. And it's good to share that knowledge and stuff. So we're all stronger in certain parts of the software. Some of us are really strong at this part of the software, while I'm strong at this part, and we'll share ideas and stuff like that. So it's probably one of the hardest software to learn within Autodesk products, our engineering software. It's just so large. I've been using the software since it came out in 2005, and I still don't know everything. That's what's crazy. It's like, oh, you've been using it since day one and you still don't know everything?
Yeah.
How's that possible?
I feel the same way with some of the software we use. It's like,
because there's new updates every quarter.
Just yesterday I was like, oh, wow, it does that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so,
yes.
And if you don't use it, you forget about it. If you don't use that specific feature or tool in the software. So there's things I never touch because I don't have that kind of parts or design in my project. So,
Cool. So, where does Tony see Civil CAD Learning Solutions like in the next 2 or 3 years? I mean, I know you've got this, all this content that's getting ready to be released along with the new software release. I'm sure that's gonna do a lot for you as far as recognition and building your authority and things like that. But how do you see that? I mean, where do you see your business in the next 2 to 3 years or so?
Well, hopefully, we'll have a lot more employees. I'd like to see it grow. I'd like to be a brand name, something that people can go to and say, hey, we got a lot of training, good at training, not just software related, but also design related too. So I want to teach them what I learned in design. So they really need to know design too while you're doing this, using the software too. So the software is only as good as the users. If the user's not that good, you're going to hate the software. You're going to blame the software. But, once you get really good at the software, you can really take off with it. Now, 3 to 5 years, I'm hoping, maybe 10 employees, hopefully, and that's the goal, to be bigger. But I don't want the quality to go down, so I'm very picky who I'm going to bring into the company. I want them to be experts themselves and then share their knowledge, how they learn. It could be totally different than me, and share it to users, but still be affordable. I want it to be affordable for the users that can take this training, So that's something that's kind of key in my company is I want it to be very affordable for people to take a class, not too expensive. We can't afford that to send 4 or 5 people, So I do try to work with customers a lot. So, I'm hoping, in 10 years or 5 years, I can be at that location. So I don't want to grow too fast, so I want to take it, slowly grow. But I have several people I have my eyes on. So I am talking, expanding. There are other companies that have their own company. It might be a merger, who knows? Sure. So I have friends that have their own training company and stuff like that. So maybe a possible merger or something like that. So
cool.
Yep. So.
All right, so we're going to wrap things up here, but why don't you tell our viewers how they can connect with you? There may be some people out there that maybe have a project, or maybe they're other engineers, or maybe they want to learn about your industry and check out your content and everything. So tell everybody the easiest way to get in touch with you.
The probably fastest way, you can email me. So at Tony T-C-A-R-C-A-M-O at civilcadls.com. And you can also find me on LinkedIn. I pretty much lived on LinkedIn, so every day I'm posting, sharing stuff on LinkedIn. So if you go on LinkedIn and look, type in Tony Carcamo, so C-A-R-C-A-M-O, you'll find me on there. Be sure it's Tony Carcamo in the Dallas location. Okay. So there's other Tony Carcamos. So and just message me on LinkedIn. So right now my website, I'm reamping my website, kind of redoing it. So it's not up and ready to go right now. So but I do go to other networking events. Sometimes you might find me at some commercial networking events and professional networking events, so you might find me there too. Okay. So,
or you can always find them right here at Venture X by the Galleria too. So stop by and say hi to both of us. So, all right. Well, thank you, Tony. Thank you. Appreciate your time today. Thanks for being on the DX Factor Live, Profiles in Entrepreneurship, and Tune in next week. We have a guest coming in next week, Justin Helms, who's actually managing the new VentureX location in Uptown. So we're going to have him on and talking about what he's got going on with his business. So we look forward to seeing you next week on the VX Factor Live.